In our last episode, we explored Pontiac, made our way through some of Illinois' most charming small towns, cruised through Dead Man's Curve in Towanda, and wrapped up the day sharing a beer with old friends in Normal. But our Illinois adventure is far from over, so come roam free and explore more with me as we continue down the Mother Road. Today's adventure starts in Atlanta, right at the midpoint of Illinois Route 66. I expected a quiet stop in another small town, but almost as soon as we arrived, it was obvious something special was going on. Music filled the streets, people were gathering everywhere, and the entire town seemed to be buzzing with energy. What I thought would be a quick stop had suddenly become a lot more interesting. It didn't take long before I found myself roaming through rows and rows of classic cars. One of the things I've come to appreciate about Route 66 is how closely it's connected to America's car culture. Long before interstate highways bypassed these towns, this was the road people traveled to see the country. Even today, there's something special about seeing classic cars parked alongside the same streets that have welcomed travelers for generations. As cool as the cars were, what I enjoyed most was seeing the community come together. Everywhere I looked, people were visiting with friends, checking out the cars, and simply enjoying a beautiful Memorial Day weekend. After spending some time at the festival, I headed over to check out one of Atlanta's most unique Route 66 attractions, the American Giants Museum. And judging by the crowd, I wasn't the only one. After signing the guest book and taking a look around, it became obvious that the museum was packed with visitors. So I stepped back outside for a few minutes to let things die down. That gave me a chance to check out a beautiful classic wagon parked out front and one of the museum's iconic muffler men. Once I went back inside, I was greeted by Big Boy and all sorts of things you just don't see every day. After spending some time exploring the museum, it was time to head west towards Lincoln, where our first stop was the covered wagon, which, as it turns out, isn't actually covered. From there, we made our way to the Postville Courthouse State Historic Site. This reconstructed courthouse sits near the location where young Abe Lincoln practiced law while traveling Illinois' 8th Judicial Circuit. It's a small stop, but one that offers a fascinating glimpse into Lincoln's life long before he became president. With Postville in the rearview mirror, it was time to explore downtown Lincoln. As I rolled into town, a passing train offered a fitting welcome before I set out to see what makes this one of the most popular stops along Illinois Route 66. One of my favorite parts of exploring Route 66 is that you never know what you're going to find around the next corner. Downtown Lincoln has a little bit of everything: historic storefronts, public art, vintage signs, and plenty of reminders that Route 66 still plays an important role in the identity of this town. As we walked the streets, there always seemed to be something interesting competing for our attention. But before long, one landmark stood above everything else. At the center of downtown Lincoln sits the Logan County Courthouse, a building that has anchored this community since 1905. For a town named after Abraham Lincoln, it felt like the perfect place to spend some time learning more about the people and the history that helped shape the area. As we explored the courthouse grounds, we found statues, memorials, and tributes honoring the men and women of Logan County who served the country. Reading the names etched in stone was a reminder that behind every monument is a story, a family, and a life that helped shape the community we see today. The more time we spent around the courthouse square, the more it became clear that this wasn't just the center of town. It's where much of Lincoln's history is still remembered and preserved. After spending the afternoon roaming around Lincoln, there was only one thing left to do: go find some dinner. One of the things I love about traveling this way is that no 2 days are ever quite the same. What started with an unexpected festival in Atlanta turned into a day filled with classic cars, roadside attractions, local history, and a few surprises along the way. I wrapped up the day with chips and salsa, enchiladas, and a cold beer. And with that, another day on the Illinois 66 was in the books. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have a great day. Cheese enchiladas are my go-to Mexican food, guys. All right, we're back at the truck and we're about to wrap this up. If you'd like to see where the adventure takes us next, hit that subscribe button and come along for the ride as we roam free, explore more, and spread good vibes along the way.